What's up guys, welcome back to another video and thank you for being here. So finally, after 2 weeks, the market did exactly as we described and predicted 2 weeks ago. And if you don't believe me, all those liquidity levels I've marked for you, and I told you that we're going back down to equilibrium of this range. And if you don't believe me, here is the video that I've uploaded 2 weeks ago. So for all the people that watched this video, you probably got the price action right and the price direction right. So I want to play this video, just a quick minute or two of what exactly I said and predicted, just so you know that I'm not just drawing these right now. We have clean price action here. We continued back into going into consolidation here. So what I would be expecting the price to do is just basically something like that, right? So I'm expecting the price to be a little bit weird, and that's fine, I guess, but it's just because we're coming back to this consolidation area. I'm expecting the price to be a little bit zigzaggy or snaky price action. So this is the 0.5 of this big consolidation range. I'm expected the price to go down here to the 0.5, find the support, to go up again, go down, some sort of liquidity, go down, leave a big fair value gap, react from it. And basically our target is still the same from a couple weeks back or a couple videos back of the weekly analysis. And the target is to reach the 0.5 of this big range on the weekly time frame. So this is the weekly time frame, this low here and that high here. This is the premium discount, and this is what I'm pretty much looking for. The price is to come down here to the 0.5, and we can find a retracement to it, and we can find support from this area, as well as having this PPR. The weekly is better right here. So as you guys heard there, this is what exactly I predicted. And right after that day, so that was Friday right here, right after this candle, we just straight up dumped. And as I said, we're gonna leave a fair value gap right here, and we're gonna retrace to it, and then we're gonna continue dumping. I expected the price to be a little choppy here just because we reached back to the consolidation range right here. But we ended up sweeping all these liquidities from the consolidation range right here. I'm gonna mark it out so you guys know right here with these candles. And then after we got the SMT up on the top here between ES and NASDAQ, as you see right here, we straight up dumped, and we did not respect the consolidation range or anything, and we just straight up dump, which is what we wanted to see. And on the weekly time frame, this is kind of like the shape I drew, which is indicating that we're going down. And here were the main liquidity levels that I was looking for to target, and we reached back down to the 0.5. And in the video I said, after we get to this level, back to this level, because this is basically PPR or inversion fair value gap or whatever, because we have a lot of confluences here, even like a fair value gap here, and just a lot of confluences here, and a lot of reasons the price should slow down or react, give us any sort of reaction from it, and then either go up or continue down or whatever. But this is the main objective that I told you guys about 2 weeks ago, and I was just waiting for all this drop. So for 2 or 3 weeks straight, we just straight up dumped, and I didn't do any videos last week or the week before that because I was very sick. And I wasn't able to make any videos, but I wanted to follow up with you guys every week, as you guys are used to it. Every week I will do a prediction, and I'll tell you the overall market direction on the bigger time frame, so when you're trading, your strategy or your model, you are focusing on that model and keeping in mind the direction that I told you about, so you don't get caught up in a consolidation or a wrong directional move or stuff like that. So if you like these type of videos, I would really appreciate you dropping a like on these videos and subscribe to my channel if you're not already yet. And last thing I want to talk about in this video is what I'm expecting the price to go. Where should we go now? After reaching back to the equilibrium of this leg on the weekly time frame, now where am I expecting the price to be? And obviously there's a lot of talk right now in the media of Trump causing this crash or whatever, and I don't think that's true. This is just a from the chart information from the chart. Well, Trump has something to do with it, of course, but the main concern and the main thing was, and the main signals that we had were from the chart. We had an SMT between the highs up here, and I can show you again, and you can go back to watch the video. We swept liquidity here, we had SMT here, and if we go to the Nasdaq here, we did not sweep the high up here, and we had an SMT right there, and we straight up dump. So I think we had the signals on the charts before we saw this dump, and after we saw this dump, they said, oh, Trump crashed the market or wherever. But yes, of course, he's probably have the power to do so, to give other people a discount area to buy more and send the market higher. So what I expected the market to do after reaching this 0.5 equilibrium of this leg is, first of all, we're not gonna straight up dump. What I expected the market to do is I want a pullback here or here to this fair value gap or this fair value gap. How can we define that, or how can we know which one it is? We're gonna draw our handy dandy 0.5. So our 0.5 will tell us, hey, we're gonna go back to the 0.5 here. So we should at least hit this fair value gap, revisit it again, and then dump, or straight up go and have a support level, which is this would be the support level, and then keep going up and making higher highs or whatever. But the thing that I'm looking for is I'm looking for a wick retrace or a wick retest, and this is basically when we have a dump like that and we have a 0.5, we're looking for a wick retrace. So when we have a wicks right here and we go straight up dump, sometimes we go back up to the to that wick and retrace from it, or touch it and then go down or continue up. So the first move, we're not gonna predict too much into the future, because we know that if you are bullish, what will happen? We're gonna go straight up, right? And if we're bearish, what are we gonna do? We already found the support in this level from fair value gap, from a previous inversion fair value gap, from what else? From void right here. I'm not sure how important that void is, or if it's showing on the continuous contract and not the quarterly ones. I'm not really sure, but all of them kind of lining up here. So this is a really strong support level in my opinion, and I think we already reached the 0.5. We need some sort of a pullback. So if you're bearish, what will the market do? The market will still go up here to retrace to a 0.5 to give people discount to buy or to sell bearish, and then we're gonna straight up dump to these and to this liquidity, and then this liquidity, and within this wick we expecting the 0.5 of this wick to act also as a support. So you have all of these levels that are expected to be a support. So this is if you are bearish. Okay, these are the targets for you. And if you're bullish, of course, the ultimate high and all-time high will be the target for you. So whether you're bearish or bullish, what are you expected to do? You're expected to pull back right here to the 0.5. So what am I expecting? The price going to the next week and the week probably after that. I don't know how long the market will take to do that correction or that pullback. So whatever it takes, my target is long from here. I'm longing any opportunity longs that shows up. You should be taking it, of course, after reviewing all the other stuff, your rules, your model, your strategy, taking a sweep or fair value gap, inversion fair value gap, order blocks, unicorn setups, whatever it is. If it's a long setup, you can trust it now. Why? Because we already reached the target of the bearish move, of the bearish leg, and we revisited the equilibrium line of that leg. So I'm expecting the price to come back here to the 0.5, and this is not a small range, guys. I want you to understand. So from where the price closed the Friday to here, that's 442 points. And if you're going back to the top of the, or 0.5 of this fair value gap, that's 600 points. If you're going to the end of this fair value gap, that's 700 points. If you're going back to that retest of the wick and the 0.5 of this range, that's almost 1,000 point going back up. So I am thinking and I am predicting a pullback to the 0.5, and then if it's bearish, we're going to go back down to hit these levels, and if we're bullish, we're going to continue back up. If we break the 0.5 of this range of this leg, we're going to continue up, but this also gonna come into play and will come as a resistance, so we need to be careful of that too if we're continuing up. Let's take a look on the daily really quick. This is the fair value gap. This is the 0.5 of this range. We also have an order block here which supports the idea of the 0.5, which is really good. We have two of them actually, and if we go to the ES, let's see where the ES is. ES, this is the 0.5, and we look at this. ES like delivers very efficiently. Look what we have, all three lined up. We have a fair value gap, we have a retest of the wick, and we have a 0.5. All of that lines up perfectly on ES, on S&P 500. It does not on Nasdaq, because Nasdaq is a bigger pair and the most volatile pair, just because of the size of it. But this is where we are predicting the price to go. And look at this, the thing that I drew here, it's holding the price perfectly fine. And I'm thinking we're pulling back up. Whether you're bullish or bearish, you should be targeting up here. Whether you're bullish or bearish, you should be targeting the pullback of this range. And that's basically all about this video, guys. If you think you're agreeing with my theory or my prediction, let me know down in the comments below. And if you disagree with me, please let me know down in the comments below so I can get a different perspectives on the market. We're all helping each other out here. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Peace.